Hello, my students. Now I have our speech practice book in front of me, and we will be looking at chapter 3A. So what do we have to do here? We will go through the main texts. I will read them out loud for you if there is no audio, so that you will be able to repeat after me and learn the pronunciation and understanding of the text. The first one is airport stories. We don't have an audio, so listen to me carefully and follow in your books. Heathrow Airport near London is the biggest international airport in the world. Every day, thousands of travelers arrive at Heathrow from many different countries. Every one of them has a different story to tell. We spent an afternoon in the arrivals hall at Heathrow last week, talking to travelers arriving from abroad. We asked them, "Why are you here?" "I'm going to look for a job." "Maybe as an au pair, looking after children." The expression au pair means a help in the house, a person who helps in the house with household duties or looking after children. So it's a kind of a house person. So maybe as an au pair looking after children. And I want to improve my English too, so I can get a better job when I go back home. I hope I can find some work quickly, because I don't have much money. Is this your first visit? Yes, it is. I'm really looking forward to living here, but I'm a bit nervous too. So what is the next question? If the answer is 6 months or a year, it depends how things go. How long? Okay, we actually have the questions on the left side. How long are you going to stay? It's age. 6 months or a year. It depends how things go. Then comes the next answer. Yes, I have a friend who's working here in a restaurant. I'm going to stay with her for a few weeks until I can find my own flat. So what is the question to this answer? Do you know anybody here? The next talker is Jonathan, 35, just arrived from Melbourne, Australia. Why are you here? I'm going to see my dad in Wales. It's his 70th birthday tomorrow. Remember, how do we pronounce 70th? 70th. No, it's going to be a big surprise for him, and it's going to be very emotional too. Sorry, number 4. You will match one of these questions on the left side to put them into the blank space. No, it's going to be a big surprise for him, and it's going to be very emotional too. I moved to Australia in 1990, and the last time I saw my dad was 5 years ago. It's too expensive to visit very often, and my father can't fly. He had a heart operation last year. Then you will choose one of the options, one of the questions to put after 5. By train. All the family are waiting at my parents' house. We're going to have a big party there tomorrow night. The same thing after 6. Yes, for a month. It's too far to come for a short time, and I want to see all my old friends here as well as my family. Okay? Then, after you have analyzed the text and looked up all the unknown words and expressions here, you look at the left side at grammar exercise 2, C. You go to page 130 in your grammar bank 3A and do the exercises there. Let's go on to the next page. On their honeymoon. Okay, so it's the continuation of the text. The next pair to whom they talked was Maki, 25, and Koji, 27, from Nagasaki, Japan. Why are you here? We are on our honeymoon. We got married last Saturday. Congratulations. We're staying at the Hyde Park Hotel. We're just here for a few days. Everything is organized for us. Tomorrow we are doing a tour of London on a double-decker bus. And in the evening we're seeing a show. Then on Tuesday we're going to Oxford and Cambridge, and on Wednesday we're flying to Edinburgh. On Friday we're going to Paris next, and then to Rome. Well, have a good time. What is a double-decker bus? What is to be organized? If you know these words, then don't look them up. If you don't know these words, consult your dictionaries. Now listening. We do the listening separately. Now I will go over over chapter 3 for you and underline the most important spots. So you will be listening, exercise 3, listening. You will listen to Rima talking 6 months later, and you will mark the sentences true or false. All of you have the audio link to the book, so you should be able to listen to all the audios that are given here. If you have any problems, please ask me. Now, vocabulary, look. Find and underline 3 expressions with look. Match them to their dictionary definitions. If you try to find something, then you look for something. If you wait with pleasure for something which is going to happen, you look forward to something. If you are responsible for or take care of somebody or something, then you look after somebody. You will do exercise B and don't do exercise C. Now, pronunciation is important, and the stressed words are: where are you going? When are you leaving? How are you getting there? Where are you staying? When are you coming back? So this is the way to say these questions. You can listen and check with your book. Now let's go on to page 30. The Pessimist book. Who is a pessimist? Pessimist is a person who looks at everything hopelessly in a negative way. Here we'll look at will and won't, opposite verbs and contractions. The Pessimist's phrasebook. We're having the party in the garden and the pessimist will say it'll rain. I'm doing my driving test this afternoon and the pessimist would reply, you won't pass. We're meeting Anna and Daniel at 7 o'clock. They will be late, says the pessimist. Now you will have to think of a pessimistic phrase to answer, to respond to all these statements. It's a kind of a game. Will and won't for predictions. What is a prediction? A prediction is a forecast. You see, the pessimist will say, oh, actually, okay, these are the pessimists. 1b, the pessimists reply to the above statements. You see, the pessimist is always a person who says a negative thing. Okay, you can practice, you can do 3.3, listen and check. Don't do D or E. Then go back to page 130 in the grammar bank and read the rules and do the exercises. Now, vocabulary, opposite verbs. What are opposite verbs? Antonyms, right? So, what is an opposite verb? To pass. To pass means, and the opposite is to fail. To pass an exam or to fail an exam. Win, lose. Lose, find. Lend, borrow. Then you go to page 149 in your vocabulary bank, verbs, and do part 1. Let's go on to page 31. Pronunciation. Okay, it's about O and O. Don't forget that it is very important to pronounce monophones or diphthongs. I'm looking for a monophthong, but I cannot see them here. No. It's very okay, it's very important to pronounce correctly a monophthong if there is a monophthong and a diphthong if there is a diphthong. Okay. 3.3. Listen. Want means need, but won't means will not. So in the way you pronounce it, you will be relaying the message. You cannot say I won't be there. I won't be there. I will not be there. Okay, now listening. 3.7. Listen to the introduction to a radio program, Why is Positive Thinking Good for You? And try to guess the missing words in these tips. A tip is something that helps you to understand. Then you will do 3.8, listen and check. Speaking. When your friend says, I have an important exam tomorrow, what is your reaction? Your reaction is, good luck, I'm sure you will pass. I'm getting married next month. Good luck, be happy, that's great, congratulations, and things like that. 3C. I'll always love you. Okay. Now, I won't tell anyone. I'll always love you. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll write. I'll pay you back tomorrow. This won't hurt. So what are these having in common? They are having the future time in common. Now we will read the text and do exercise 1 and 2, pronunciation. Let me read this exercise out loud to you. Just a moment. Promises. We make them and we break them, because some promises are very hard to keep. There are the top 6 most common broken promises. You always hear this from builders, plumbers, and electricians, but the truth is very different. They won't come back until next week or later, and you will probably need to phone them 5 times first. We love hearing secrets, and we happily make this promise, and at the time we really mean it. Don't worry, we say, your secret is safe with me. But of course it isn't. Research shows that everybody will tell one other person the secret. Very soon the whole street will know. A favorite phrase of doctors, dentists, and nurses. They usually say it just before they give you an injection, but the phrase is not complete. The full phrase is, "This won't hurt me, but it will probably hurt you a lot." You make a new friends on holiday, and on a bus journey you swap email addresses and you make this promise. 6 months later you find a name and email address on a card or an old piece of paper. Oh dear, you think, but then you remember they didn't write to you either. In Hamlet, Shakespeare told us never to borrow or lend money. He was right. When we lend people money, they always make this promise, but then they forget. If we then ask them for the money back, they think we're mean. If we don't ask, we never get the money back. Whitney Houston sang a song about this, and every day all over the world thousands of people make the same promise to each other. We know eternal love exists, but in this promise, the most difficult one to keep of them all, please be ready to find out, to look up all the new words and expressions for yourselves and enter them in your individual vocabulary notebooks. So this is enough for one lesson, and I will continue with this chapter in the second lesson. Okay, see you later. Goodbye.